We interrupt this regularly scheduled Lambdog 76 Daily Dose podcast to touch on a hot topic. And honestly, everything that I have in the works for you, it really doesn't have to do with this. So this will probably be the last video on this subject for a while. Thank goodness. I know some of you may say this is one of them financial things. Looky, look it. Y'all be playing around with money. You need to be careful because anything you do with money, it's on you. And don't be listening to people who are telling you something that you don't understand. Don't do that. Make up your own mind based on what you understand. For Pete's sake. Especially not some a-hole wearing a necktie, sitting in what's obviously some room somewhere, probably in his house or in his parents' house, dude. That ain't cool. Not that you necessarily need to measure success by where a person is or by appearances, but let's just say if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, foie gras is still illegal in California. All right, so real quick, and this is just going to be about financial analysis and paid services to that extent. I have some experience in this matter. I have some experience as a consumer of some of these analytic programs, some of these analytical services. And let me tell you what I found. And this is from starting out on, because I started out as what do they call that? The blank slate. What is that? Oh, Tableau Rossi? Yeah, Tableau Rossi. So there were a couple of processes that I needed to learn, blah, blah, blah. So naturally, you sort of congregate and you look for where to get information. You know, what's that hot pick? What you gonna do? And you think you'd find something, and they'd show you how something moved, and they'd correlate meaning they'd put together some data, be like, I can't use an example of a given stock because that's not how I get down morally. But let's just say that a stock exists, Widgets Incorporated, and Widgets Incorporated had a banner day, a 50-point day, whatever, you know. And so an analyst, you pick your poison, whomever you want to speak, says, okay, here's what Widgets Incorporated did today. Here's the reason why. And they will put together data explaining, okay, well, the Widgets Incorporated got audited today. They sent out their earnings report. They're very profitable. So because they were a more profitable company, their value increased, and this is why it moved 50 points. Now what the analyst is presenting you with is data that you can put together so you can maybe look ahead of time for next time that Widgets Incorporated, maybe Widgets Incorporated is now high, right? And you need to say, well, the move has been made. The last time it did that 50 point move, here's the reason why, because the earnings were this much a percentage over what was expected or where the last one was, and now it's dropped. So I can expect, based on what happened before, that it'll go down, right? But that time it doesn't. And then you look back to what the analyst says, and the little fine print, you got to read that fine print where it says, historical performance is not an indicator of future results. So, what are you saying then? You know, Mr. Analyst? Are you saying that, did you just invalidate what you're about to say with that little tiny thing? Do you realize that invalidates what you just said? What's the point then? What's really the point? If we can't use it to measure against future performance, I don't understand what you're doing, buddy. I don't understand. But now my point is, that's the type of thing that I look at when I'm looking at analysis. And I don't take in, personally, I don't take in that kind of analysis. Because honestly, at this point, I have seen far too many examples of a of a stock or a vehicle or anything. When I say vehicle, I mean like a financial mechanism that was supposed to move for all these various reasons, and it just didn't. It moves or it doesn't. You know what tickles the crowd's fancy in an open auction, because that's what we're doing. It's an auction. It is an auction in the auditorium of capitalism. This grand gladiatorial coliseum of capitalism. With a little bit of centralized control, like the emperor just releasing tigers in the middle of it while we slug it out. All right, y'all. Hope that helps. Had to get it off my chest. I promise this will be the last one for a while, and we'll get on to better things. Y'all be good, and keep taking them daily doses.